thing like with the creator economy, it's like so sporadic. Like everybody says like, "Oh, I can get you leads," but like how they do it is so different. It's like one person's like just spam engagement, and then the other person's like just write good content. Like it's just so you just never know what you're gonna get. Sorry to quote Forrest Gump there, but it really is like that. Like it's weird.
It is, but like it's weird, but it's like tantalizing at the same time. Like I get confused, but I probably like being confused in this way. So I don't
Fair enough.
know.
No,
Um,
it's definitely like that.
yeah. So like you didn't you did you write before November 15th whenever you started on Medium? Like
Just emails to customers. Like I was strictly like college level writer. Like I'm writing this dictation for my assignment, and then from there, started my business, and it was like just emails, like, "Hey, is this done? Hey, is that done?" Like it was never for the purpose of like attracting attention. It was just like asking for stuff.
what attracted me to want to connect with you was because of what I read, like your articles on
Hmm.
Medium. I just thought, like, I mean, like, you're obviously a great writer. And it surprised me even more now that you told me that you pretty much didn't write until November 15th. I mean, like, you know how hard I struggled with
Oh
writing
no.
before I become like actually more comfortable. It's
Well,
crazy.
I'll be honest. Like, so like I didn't write, but I thought a lot. So like I was always I'm not like in person. Like I'm more low key with like my opinions and stuff. So like I'll observe things and I'll just like think thoughts in my head. And I guess writing was like the first time I could express those thoughts in a logical way and make them make sense. So like at first my writing was very like academic. It didn't really have much of my opinion, but like I guess like once I started sharing my opinion is when it started to like have feeling with it. So that part came a little natural just cuz I had already been expressing myself logically for so long just in my head. So it was definitely a nice vehicle to get that stuff out. Self discovery journey that first 30 days. It didn't make me money, but it definitely changed my mindset for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I think a lot of the more successful writers that have this one thing in common, they're not really, I mean, like, money is good, but like that's not their ultimate motivation.
Mm,
So
no, for sure. No, it's I don't know. Like I've come like full circle with everything now. Like I used to have beliefs when I before I started writing that I shed when I started writing because I was like, oh yeah, like I'm not gonna write for money. Like I just want to write just to write. But then like it's like I'm running a business. Like I have to make money. Like I can't just go broke, you know. And then that completely flipped my perspective back to what it was before I started writing. But now I have a little more knowledge, about
money's,
that.
oh, sorry.
No, you're
Mon-
good.
oh, money's definitely a great motivator. Like it can be a goal. Like it could be, how do I put this? If we're not, especially on platforms like Medium, like we
Mhm.
really learn about what the audience wants through how much we make.
Yeah,
So that's a good metric for if we're, accomplishing our goal of getting our content out there. So I don't know how else to put it.
yeah. No, I mean you hit it on the head. Like some people they chase the money, and that I think gets them farther away from their goal. Where that's like the main thing. I think money is more like for feedback. Like you can't make money if you're not doing a service to someone. So like that transitioning into writing kind of forces you to like give people something, whether it's like you or like some information maybe they didn't know. Um,
Or
that's
motivation.
motivation, like whatever it is. Like, like I started a newsletter on Substack mid December. I was posting every day, just daily journals of my journey, and I would get emails all the time, like, "You motivate me to keep writing," like, like randomly, and I'm like, I forgot I was even like really like having an audience. I was just writing a journal.
But that's how I mean that's really fulfilling. That's a very fulfilling activity, but where we can just write without thinking that you're writing, or you're doing this every day, you're forcing yourself to do this every day. So Would you say that writing is like one of your passions?
I I can't consider it. So writing to me is like a vehicle. Just like talking, just like breathing, like it's for a purpose that's not what you're doing it for. Like you breathe to live, you write to communicate, you talk to communicate. So I wouldn't say like writing is necessarily my passion. Because I used to hate writing before. Like
Well,
when
in
it's like,
school,
yeah, in
like
school I hated
they
writing.
wrote
Like
these formats where there's no like creativity whatsoever.
none at all. Even when they gave you like the storytelling prompts and stuff, like you had to write 5 sentences every paragraph, no more than 10 words per sentence. Like, don't start sentences with and or but. Even though I talk like that sometimes, like
Right.
don't end on purpose. Like there was all these rules. So I was just like, writing's not for me. Um, which was why I was hesitant to start on Medium. But I see writing as like a vehicle. I think I'm more passionate about what I write about than the actual like process of writing.
Oh, that's interesting. That's really
Mm,
cool. For me, like I started writing vaguely. I wanted to become like a content creator, but I didn't really know what it encompasses. But I knew that
mm,
somehow, like it kind of it has its roots in writing. So I started writing, but I didn't know, like, I was really into philosophy then when
ooh.
I first started writing in like 2022. So I just wrote like really, really boring philosophy articles, like, like in that, like, kind of like a
Oh,
pretentious academic.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Gag now thinking about it, really. And then I think that's what actually demotivated myself for, by writing in in authentic way. I mean, I still
Mm,
like philosophy and stuff, but I didn't
yeah,
want to write like that, but I didn't know any other way until
fair.
I started like exploring about, spend a little more time on watching other content creators, mainly YouTubers. And
Okay.
the ones that actually stood out to me are the ones that actually, are like, they seem to be more authentic because they're not speaking in a certain like strict tone, let's
Mm,
say. So, and I really struggle with that. Like, it took me like a year to switch from
break out
writing
of
in
it.
that pretentious academic style to like
Where were
like
you?
spoken language style.
Where were you writing? Before that,
Medium. I
Medium. Oh,
started
okay. Oh, okay.
Medium and my own blog at the same time.
Okay.
And then I quit after 3 or 4 months. I quit Medium, but I didn't quit writing. I kept
Uh,
writing to turn my articles into YouTube videos. But yeah, I kept on writing, but I kept on struggling.
oh, fair.
So yeah.
Were those like, I guess, pretentious articles making any money on Medium for you, or was it just?
No, because I remember whenever I quit after 3 or 4 months, like I only had 25 followers. I didn't know
Mm,
anything about like engagement or whatever, so I literally just, published my article, and if I see anything in the for you part,
mm.
then I'll read, but I didn't really engage a lot. So I had like I averaged maybe like half a read a day or something until I came back in November. And the first month and a half after I came back, it was still kind of like that. I was averaging like one read per
Mm.
day. But then one of my articles I published in at the end of December went viral, and then I kind of just piggybacked off of that one.
Okay.
And
Did you
yeah.
just repurpose the content a little bit and then like keep trying to, use
Uh,
that, or like
Not
how'd you keep that
really.
going?
It's really weird. Like, I very rarely repurpose my content because I have a lot of ideas. Like, I actually have a lot more ideas than I can record,
Fair.
and sometimes I feel bad about it. I mean, I don't want to like write things down all the time. Like, I don't. Maybe I should, but like it's tiring, and I'm just like whatever. And so I don't even like. Sometimes I repurpose. I think I repurposed like 2 posts before on X, not on Medium.
Okay.
So I mean, I may sometimes go back to some of my writing if I see like a offshoot inspiration, then I'll write about it. Like, would you count
Fair
that as
enough.
a
Yeah, I have trouble
repurposing?
repurposing too.
Oh,
Like, yeah, no, especially on Medium. Like when I started on Medium, because I wrote like when I didn't I haven't stopped. I have actually a plan to publish an article today, but I took a little break to just refocus on my funnel and just try to get that set up and flowing properly. and then I'll repurpose some content from my newsletter for Medium. But I've struggled with repurposing my content. Like I can't do it sometimes. Like it feels like I'm taking away from our audience for some reason. Like because some people follow me on X, they follow me on Medium, they have my newsletter. So it's like if I repurpose the same stuff, it's like, am I stealing? Like they're gonna read this.
Okay, I think I misunderstood earlier. I think I understand now. Like that
Okay.
kind of repurpose, I've also like that has also been through my mind because I have my newsletter Medium, and
Mm,
then we write on X too. And yeah, I haven't really. I might have like copied one or two posts from Medium into my newsletter, but not on the same day.
mm,
So
fair enough.
yeah.
I've been thinking about, well, I've started to turn my newsletter into X posts, but as far as like Medium, because my Medium stuff and my newsletter is kind of the same length, it's hard to like repurpose it and make it actually valuable. Like unless I just cut it short and say, "Hey, go subscribe if you want to read the rest." Like it feels kind of cheap.
But like at the same time, like that, what you just said kind of reminds me of I'm subscribed to Mark Manson's newsletter. His
Mm,
newsletters are really, really concise. Like there's literally like maybe two sentences on top, and then like two questions for self reflection, and
mm.
then maybe a few other sentences, and that's it. And I really like it. I mean, it like it could seem cheap, but it's also
Still, you gain something from it, right?
right.
Like,
It's valuable too.
yeah.
Yes.
And I guess that's like my perception versus like what everybody else sees, right? Like, because I
Right.
always look at it from a, well, this feels cheap because it's easier. Like, I feel like I have to do it the hard way, but other people value it whether it's hard or easy. Like,
Right. The way I look at it, if they subscribe to your newsletter, they see some value in your content anyway. So it's probably okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to speculate over here.
fair enough. I mean, we can never really know. I guess it's better to just get out of your own way and just do it. And then if
Right.
you get feedback, then adjust. But I don't know.
Do you ever get like replies in your newsletters? Like people replying to
Not
what
on
you post?
Substack, no, not really. I feel like if I engaged more directly on Substack, I'd probably get more replies because the people on Substack obviously use Substack. But my email list is pretty silent. Um, but Substack, they do. I don't know if you've seen it, but they do have the rankings of like the people that view your stuff. So like I have 5-star viewers, people that view everything, 4-star, 3-star. So I pay attention to that more than like the comments and stuff.
Wow. I'm not on Substack
Mm,
enough. Like I really should just like copy and paste my content from Medium to a Substack. That way I don't have to do much, right? But I'm
fair enough.
already pretty overwhelmed. Like I get like
Yeah, don't
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 worry.
overwhelm myself. But that could be another, like income. I don't know. I don't know.
It's Substack's a little tricky because it's not as like geared for it to help you, if that makes sense. Like Medium is has an algorithm that's designed to get you visibility as you grow, right? Like, but Substack's algorithm doesn't really exist. Like, you kind of have to get your own traffic and like maintain attention and like price out your own stuff and monetize it your own way. Like, it gives you more control, but that control means that you have to do a lot more legwork. So
Right.
it's better to just have an audience and then port the audience over than to like try to build two audiences at the same time.
Huh, gotcha.
Yeah. Because
I've
on
you
Medium, you can get an email list, right? Like you have an
Oh
email
yeah.
list.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I punched that into my
Yeah.
Beehive
Yeah.
email list.
Oh, if you have a beehive, you don't need a Substack.
Oh yeah.
You're good. It's the same thing. Like Substack just has a social media component, but it's really just a newsletter platform.
But I like the fact that they can like subscribe to your newsletter. They pay to subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
you can't do that on Beehive either.
wait.
They don't allow for like the paid newsletters on Beehive. I feel like Beehive
I'm
does.
using their free version because I'm still under
Oh,
2,000. I'm being cheap right now because
yeah, there.
yeah, yeah. But I'll look into that. Especially lately, I keep seeing these Beehive ads about like they're placing like we have the option to place ads in our emails or whatever
Mhm.
to earn money, which is really, I mean, like that's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the AdSense, you can't do that anymore on Substack, but You can definitely do that on other newsletter platforms. I hear you just put a little HTML code in there, and it like automatically does it for your emails.
Huh.
Hmm.
Oh,
And then it's like a
see.
pay per view thing.
Okay, but it's
So
from Google AdSense.
yeah, I think it's AdSense. I think they have a couple of newsletter specific ad programs that you can use.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I need to look more into that because, yeah,
It's revenue for sure. Like if you're getting views on your stuff, like it would be super easy to just plug it in and already have something coming in.
most of my the email subscribers that I've acquired from Medium are not looking at my newsletter for some odd reason, but
Oh
they're
man.
reading my stuff on Medium. It's like, why are
Really?
y'all not opening this? It's still my name. I didn't change
I
anything.
I had to
Like,
move from Medium for that. I don't know, like Medium users are super sticky. Like they like being on Medium. Like it's
another
hard to get them to move elsewhere. Like it's really hard.
not even when it's in the same mailbox or inbox, like it's the same name. It's still from me.
I don't know
I
what
don't
it
know.
is. They're so sticky. Like for instance, like when I started my new newsletter, I ported over my Medium email list and my other newsletter email list. And then I also advertised the newsletter on X. And I noticed like the Medium users, it's like one out of every 10 subscribers that I had from Medium reads the newsletter. Everybody else hasn't even opened the email. And then when it comes to like my other users from other places, like they pretty much like 75% of them read it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know what it is.
I don't know neither. I'm still like it's still a big mystery to me, the whole email marketing and everything. But like that's why I'm doing it, so I can learn
Mhm.
about it. So Medium, like speaking of Medium, the Medium community, I really really enjoy the community on Medium. Though, like,
Really nice.
yeah,
Super
very
nice.
supportive. I don't know. I've only seen like maybe two kind of sort of challenging comments, like, but I just kind of say something back and was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. We don't pay attention to them.
Yeah,
I
most
For
of them.
me, I never had it. I had one semi it was like a passive aggressive negative experience. Like it wasn't even like a I hate you and your content. It was just like you don't know what you're doing. It's like, okay, like I'm brand new. Yeah, I don't know what I'm
I
doing. Like
know, right? Yeah, I had someone that that's told me something about like, I don't need your advice. I was thinking like, then why the hell did you
watch you
click on the article?
for
Okay,
sure.
like, really? Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
went through a couple of phases on Medium. Like I was a I was a spirituality and business writer for a little bit.
Oh, that's
Then I
cool.
converted to like telling you what to do and wagging my finger in your face writer. And then I converted to a it's fine, just choose whatever's comfortable. And now I'm like back to like wagging my finger like
That's cool though. Like, are you saying that you're wagging your finger in your like podcasts and stuff? Because I enjoy listening to your podcasts.
I do and I don't. The way that I teach like is the way that I like the way that I coach, the way I teach is how I speak in my podcast. So it's still wagging my finger, but it's more like accountability rather than like you suck if you don't do it this way.
No, I didn't get that at
Yeah.
all from you.
Okay.
No, like, no.
Okay.
Like,
It's more like this is what you should be doing. Like this is what works for me. Like this is why it works. And just explaining that. Even in the writing, it's just like this is what worked for me, or this is what has worked, or this what didn't work. Just always sharing like from my experience.
right. I think that's why I really like your content, because you're sharing from your experience, and obviously, this is not something that you're just making up. So,
For sure. Adds a layer of credibility. I didn't think I had credibility when I first started writing, like at all.
wait, how?
I don't know. Like I had a whole business, like I had like success and stuff, but like imposter syndrome's a killer. Like it just literally said like you suck, you don't know what you're doing. I'm just like, okay. So like I was writing to like prove that I knew what I was talking about. It
And now
didn't work.
for sure you know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I
We,
act like I do, right? Like
we
like
got we get used to it, right? And we just keep
yeah,
going.
just
Just
keep going.
keep
Just
going.
even if you don't feel like just write from your experience, and then like it doesn't feel like an imposter thing anymore. Like for me, like writing from my experience kind of removed the whole I don't know what I'm talking about. It's like I'm just telling people what I believe and why I believe it, and here's like the story behind it. It's not a matter of me telling people what to do. It's just like if you want the results similar to me, you might want to think about what I'm talking about. So just changing
Nice.
mindset, like that helps so much with the writing.
Nice. That's cool.
I gotta
Um,
get back into medium though. I miss you guys.
how many days have you been gone?
Like it's only been like 5 days.
Oh, okay. Psh, that's
Yeah,
nothing.
it's only been like, well, I feel so bad because I was posting every day and then I just stopped for 5. I just never. I don't know.
With all the things that you're doing, do you time block your activities or your tasks?
Oh, I suck at time management right now.
So how do you
So
handle all this stuff?
so I I get my processes to a point of efficiency to where like I can procrastinate and still get them done.
I like that. I
So
like that
like
idea.
it relieves all the stress knowing that I can complete my entire run in 2 hours.
Your entire run, like all
Entire
your
run, all my tweets, all my newsletter stuff, the recording for my podcast. Like, yeah, right. Like it
my
just
jaw dropped.
it's
Sorry.
it just 2 hours. Like it's because like I've been a procrastinator and like I guess doing things every day forced me to figure out ways to procrastinate better, but still get stuff done. Like so rather than organizing my time, I just organize my process and it helped
Okay.
with like speeding it up. But I am getting better at the time management thing. It's just like I don't know. It's just some days I feel like writing my articles as soon as I wake up. Some days I feel like watching TV when I wake up or like eating food. Some days I want to take a couple hours extra to sleep. So like I'm like expressing my freedom, I guess. I'll call it that.
Nice. But
Doing what
you
I want.
still get shit done.
Yeah, you
That's
got to.
yeah, that's awesome. That's
There's no
awesome.
way to not, you can't skip just because you don't feel like doing it. Like you have to do it. So I always say like I make my plan in my head when I wake up. It's like I'm gonna play tennis today, but then I have to come home and do my article. Like, so I just plan for the next step. So it's like even though I'm not doing something, I can just know that I'm gonna get it done. I don't have to stress about it in the middle of enjoying my day.
So earlier you said you don't manage time, but you manage process.
Hmm.
Can you be a little bit more specific about that
Yeah,
so I can like learn
you
something
steal
from
it.
you?
Yeah, yeah, you're good. I want
So I
everybody to
can learn
use
more from you.
use it. So, like with time management, it's all about like organizing and blocking and like step by step, right? But like that doesn't really change the fact that your task takes up a certain amount of time, right? So like for me, the problem that I was having in the beginning is my process was so inefficient that it was taking up 8 hours of my day. And I was working a full day when I first started. That's why I was burnt out and I didn't, write consistently. Because if I didn't start 8 hours before I was ready to go to bed, I didn't get anything done. And so like over time, it just turned into 4 hours. When it comes to like my writing process, it's like I don't have to brainstorm anymore. That cuts out a lot of the work. I don't have to revise headlines every 10 minutes. Like I usually think in terms of headlines and then I fill in the rest later. So when I'm in my head, I'm just like, oh, that's a good headline. Then I write, you know. Um, I guess majority of the efficiency comes from me conditioning my brain to work this way. Um, there's this law. It's called Parkinson's law, I
Oh
believe.
yeah.
It's
Where
where like
time
time
expands.
expands to fill what you give it. So like from forcing myself to do stuff, even though I'm procrastinating, it has like trained me to condense the time required because I would wait until 2 hours before bed to start articles and podcasts and stuff. And I didn't want to stay up till 2 a.m. So I was like, I'm going to get this done as fast as possible. And so, like, over time, just doing that over and over, it just forced me to like figure it out.
And you got to figure it out.
And you got to figure it out.
Start
So I think
getting.
like doing what you do and making sure you're holding yourself accountable to just doing it over and over and over again, you'll find a process that's like efficient for you.
I do notice that I'm spending less time. Like when I first started in November, November 6th was my first day, um, official day of starting.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I was sitting at the desk for 8, 9, 12 hours at
Yeah.
the time. I wasn't, I mean, I was getting stuff done, but it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't really where I wanted to be. And I kind of worry a bit, but it kind of evolved to where I'm obviously not, like maybe half at that time, maybe 6 hours the most.
Mm.
But I still have this, like, I still feel bad for some odd reason. I'm like, maybe I need to fill up this time. Maybe I need to work more. Like,
Maybe okay, there's another thing that may have contributed to my process. I like don't care if my stuff is ugly. Like I don't have like a perfectionist gene anymore. Like I just publish first try. Like if you hear some of the podcasts that I put out, like especially the earlier ones, they sucked. Like they had like choppy volume and like the volume would cut out every couple of words sometimes. Like even the 2 episodes ago, my mic was plugged in, but the audio wasn't coming from my mic. It was coming from my computer. So it was like super echoey and like I still published it. I didn't go back and fix it. I can go back and fix it later. Like I can just reread the article and call it a day. But I don't know. Just for me, like not having to worry about going back and editing at the end of stuff, like forced me to just edit as I go. Grammarly is the goat, by the way. It's the best
oh
tool ever.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, like, I can't really say I'm like maybe a little bit perfectionistic, like, but I can't really say I'm completely perfectionistic neither. Because number one, I have this perception that I've got articulation problem, which is not as bad now. But if you actually look at my like the first two podcasts, you can see me like stumbling, stuttering.
Really?
Like, but I still like I
Fair
still
enough. No, it's same
published
for
it.
me. Like
I look like hell. I didn't care.
fair enough. No,
Yeah,
it's just the grind. I think like most people quit before they get to a point where they actually can see something. And then some people that don't quit don't acknowledge the something that they have.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah, not acknowledging what we've done. That's a part
Gotta
of
look
that
back.
critical voice, isn't it? Like it's never enough.
Oh yeah. No, I was so mad um to start this month. I wrote an article about it on Medium. I was like, it took me too long to get 50 followers on X. Like I was mad. I wrote a whole article about it. Like I was just mad. I was just like, oh, this sucks. Like I'm
That's
never gonna
funny.
grow. I'm at 150 followers in a month. Or like this month. I'm not growing that fast and I'm mad, but I'm not mad anymore because that's not what really matters. Like
Right.
customers matter. Like that's why I got here. Like
Right.
or
It's
got
not about the yeah, it's not the followers or likes or whatever. Like, yeah. Which makes it feel like sometimes on Medium, it's easier for me to engage on Medium. I don't know why. I just feel more comfortable on Medium. I keep bitching about it. Like, but then on X, I'm like, man, I need to make sure I engage with people. That way, like I'm not just you know, putting stuff out there and like
and
I
then
don't
no
know, like
one's
I want
yeah.
to support other people, but at the same time, like it feels so different on X. Like it's just I
I
have to
find it
like
easier on X.
really.
Yeah, because I don't have to read like a 5 minute article to like understand what they're trying to say.
That's true, but at the same time, a 5 minute article gives me more like chances to actually make some spin-offs
Fair
from
enough.
their idea. I
Fair
don't
enough. Because
know.
sometimes you read a tweet and there's like nothing to really say. Just like,
Yeah,
what do I say to this? Good job. Like that doesn't do anything.
yeah, and I feel bad about repeating their their point from like a different like with a different set of words.
Oh, you're not supposed to do that. It's like all I do.
That's what people do, but then I don't know why I trip about it. Like I let people do it. I mean, I'm like, cool, like you just, rephrased it in a really cool way, better than how,
Yeah.
how I could say it. But then when I try to do, I'm like, no,
Oh, I don't want
it's
to be that person.
lame. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. Oh my god.
Uh, so the way I see it, and I did this with Medium too. Like all my engagements kind of like the same. My Medium engagement's always longer just because like the content's longer, so I have more to say. But I always just practice my copywriting, and so I just try to put the words in a way that shorter, captures the essence of what they were trying to say, and gives a little bit of my perspective. Like if I don't have anything of value to really add, I'll just repeat what they said.
Oh, that's a wonderful formula.
Then I can practice copy. Like it gets me like I can practice my headlines in their comments. I can practice like capturing attention. I can practice like I write full length tweets in people's comments. And tweets aren't that long. But even in Medium, like I would write like article outline type of things in there. And it just makes commenting a little easier for me.
Cool. Very cool. It's always so good to like talk to other content creators and business people. That way I know that way I can make sure that I'm not crazy, or if I'm going
Yeah,
crazy,
no.
like I would know.
Maybe I'm not self aware enough to acknowledge that maybe I'm doing something that's pretentious. I don't know. I could see where it could come off as like, oh, you're not better than me. Like, but I just trust in humanity. Like they'll appreciate the fact that I actually read their thing and thought about it and understood it. But
Right. I don't think I catch myself sometimes thinking like that. When I see comments, I'm like, it's kind of judgmental too. Like if someone's commenting under like either my ex post or Medium, it's not a bad thing. It helps engagement, so I shouldn't like judge about or is it like a authentic comment or whatever.
and that's what I say.
Although, huh?
That's that I had a whole like rage period on Medium about it. Like I would write nonstop about inauthentic engagement. Like I was just always bad about it.
I'm guilty. I just
Yeah,
wrote one like maybe 2 weeks ago. Just one.
you're good.
Just one.
Now I don't care. Like don't get me wrong. Like inauthentic engagement does nothing. It helps you and it hurts the person that did it.
That's true.
So like I don't really care. But like I just wanted to alert people that like if they want to grow, because that's what the whole reason they're doing the spamming inauthentic is to grow. And like if they want to grow, it was more so just like, hey, stop doing this. Like you're wasting your time. You're spending 3 hours writing things, bro.
Really, really writing
So
cool
cool
article.
article, nice one. Like it's a 5 minute read. You only have 2 words.
Or maybe they just don't know what to say and they still want to be nice. I don't know. I don't.
And that's why I had to like let it go. I was just like, whatever. Some people, and then I also realized like a lot of people aren't like English native speakers.
Yeah, on Medium definitely. Yeah, and on
Yeah, so
X too.
like
Yeah.
on X too, same thing. Like, but X is a little easier to tell. I think on Medium, there's so many like AI profiles, like not AI pro, but they have like something else as their profile picture. So you never really know what someone is. So like I will be interacting and it'll come off to me as cold because they'll put like a period and 2 words. And I'm like, did I do something? But like behind the screen, it's like they'll be all happy and giddy and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I've had that where like they automatically just break out of their shell and they just start typing a full paragraph once I interact back. So it's like, you never really know
Yeah.
who is on the other side and like what they're trying to say.
Right. Yeah, or what they're going through to like for them
Mm,
to say a certain thing or whatever.
for
Yeah,
sure.
or what I'm going through, the thing that they're saying
Yeah,
some
right.
whatever that I don't like. Yeah, that I don't think I like.
I
Yeah.
could just been mad for the day.
Huh?
I could just been mad that day.
Yeah,
Just been
right.
mad.
Right. Well, it's really nice having you on here.
Of course.
Thank you for like uh being here. Thank you
You're
for what?
good.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the value that you have provided. Um, I'll I'll put some links in the description box to your podcast,
Okay.
newsletter, and you said you just started a YouTube channel also, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't really call it a YouTube channel. I mean, so all my podcasts get ported over to YouTube automatically. But if anybody wants to check it out on YouTube specifically, just type in Boise Talks Business and it should pop up with the audio of the articles that I read for my Substack audience.
Cool. And you have your, should I call it a landing page or is it just a business page? I'm trying to
I
learn
don't
these
even
like
I don't even
words.
know
Yeah.
what it is at this point.
It's a page.
A page
I
with my
think it's more
business
than a
stuff.
landing page, but I don't know other words to describe it. But I'll also put that in the description if
Okay.
anyone's interested. So
I appreciate that. But yeah, no, it's been nice. Thank you so much for having me.
thank you so much for, I don't know, just thank you so much for everything. Oh my God. I I'm not that good of a host because I'm not like, I don't know, I stumble and I don't know what
But
to
that
say
makes a
sometimes.
perfect host.
It,
That's a
it does.
perfect
At
host.
least I laugh about it. I may feel
Authentic.
bad on the inside, but I'm laughing on the outside.
No, that's good. No, don't feel embarrassed.